Welcome back. The all-share index of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for the week ended 14th of June 2018 closed 0.67% higher. Other market indicators, which include market capitalization, also grew up by 0.67%. However, turnover, deals, and value were all down. For the week under review, turnover was down 0.63%. Deals was down 39.89%. Value was down 40.79%. When I talk about turnover, I'm referring to volume, the total number of shares that were executed, that were sold, that were bought. And when I talk about deals, I mean the number of times those transactions actually took place. And when you talk about money, I mean value, that is the actual amount that was invested in the market within the week. What do these indicators tell us? Seeing that value, deals, and turnover were down for the week, though the NSE and market capitalization were up, it suggests that it is not as if the market is totally strong. Please note this. All share index only tells you the performances of prices of equities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange for that week. In other words, we could see that the volume of activities were low for the week. The value or the quantity of money entering and exiting stock for the week was also lower. The number of times bids were executed and offer also were also lower. So the market largely, yes, the indicators, the all-share index was up, but we cannot say that the market is very strong. So what are the equities that were responsible for market activities last week? We could see Japan actually gained 22.58%. Sometimes this week, we'll still talk about that to close this program for today. The annual general meeting of Japan is going to be held at Georgian Hotel in the city of Akure, Ondo State. All right. And for those who are followers of market activities, they sure know that there is history. Do I say history now or story behind the price performances of Japan in the last couple of months? It has really gained a lot of attentions. But irrespective of the poor fundamentals from the organization, it led the market with a growth of 22.58% in just 1 week. There are those that are still standing on the fence saying that the Nigerian market is this, the Nigerian market is that, and then they don't want to come back because they lost money before. In just 1 week, 22.58% was recorded by Japan. I don't know the kind of investment you really want to undertake in Nigeria, and without you having to carry anything, not having to sweat, then you are recording 22.58%. Another low profile equity listed on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Equity Assurance PLC, also grew by 20%. Union Bank was up 10.71%. Okomu Oil grew 10.24%. Len Africa PLC was up from this last week by 9.72%. And talking about those equities that you should actually be looking forward to later this week as the market opens for trading activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange tomorrow. Of course, Aruna Kibira is here with me. We will be taking time much later to look at that. That is why you just have to wait till we round off on this program this morning. This afternoon. There are lots to really still share with you. But meanwhile, just looking briefly at those equities that performed rather low, you could see among them that are major Nigerian breweries. Nigerian breweries for the week lost 5.98%. And then which other one again that we can categorize as a good equity? Maybe FCMB, Itana, Dangote Sugar, Guinness, Wema, Zenith, and Africa Prudential, WAPCO, but they all lost marginally within the week under review. Let us move straight now to the African continent to see the best of Africa. Week on week, the market in Zimbabwe. Now, why we decided to show you this week on week is very simple. Money shouldn't be having any form of barrier. Wherever you see opportunities, you should actually take. And you see, sometimes the Nigerian market might be down, but markets across Africa might be up. You see, in the case of Zimbabwe, to close last year, the market was actually down. But so far, as a matter of fact, till the first quarter of this year, the market in Zimbabwe has been down. But so far now, in the last couple of weeks, this market has been up. So for last week, because again, quite a number of markets in the African continent observed Friday as public holiday. All right, do we begin to talk about that? I know that Tunisia, Kenya, Malawi, Nigeria, Ghana, and quite a number of our markets across the African continent observed Friday as public holiday. So for the whereas quite a number of them actually also traded for the entire 5 days in the week. Irrespective of that, Zimbabwe led. Tunisia was next with 1.14% week on week performance. Cote d'Ivoire was also up 1.10%. Kenya, Malawi, and Nigeria were part of those equities that did so well in the African continent for the week under review. But again, looking at generally the market across the African continent, there are quite a number of them too that really did not perform well for the week under review. And these markets include the market in Namibia, represented by NSX overall. It lost 2.25%. Unfortunately, the market in Ghana is not doing well now in the last couple of weeks, whereas for 2017, that was the market that actually led in Africa. Meanwhile, I've told you, mind you, that some of these markets we are covering are not members of World Federation of Stock Exchanges, but again, you cannot deny the fact that this market exist and these markets are very active. So in our own analysis and in our coverage, what we have decided to do is to spread our tentacles and tell you where opportunities are currently existing across the African continent. So the Ghanaian market actually did well for the better part of 2017. As a matter of fact, it continued with that entering into 2018. And for the first quarter of the year, this market was actually the leader in the African continent. But unfortunately, that they have given up consistently in the last couple of weeks. The Ghana market has been down. For last week, the South African market was also down. The market in Morocco was also down. Let's move straight to the best of the best year to date, and that is why you should take what we are telling you here as authority, and then you work with the information, not just to hear. The market in Malawi, I have not taken time to look at the population or even the size of the market, but in 2018 year to date, the market in Malawi is up 42.32%. That is significant, right? And it led conveniently, and the next market to it is the market in Tunisia, which has grown so far so good in this year by 23.60%. Zimbabwe, so far so good this year, has gained 18.55%. The market in Ghana is number 4 in performance, 15.89%. And that suggests that even though the market is experiencing a season of lull now, such that it's losing, some of the gains in the year are yet to be fully eroded. If you also recall, comparing this with the Nigerian market, the Nigerian market gained so well, about 16% or thereabout in the month of January, but in February, March, April, May, the Nigerian market actually lost consistently, thereby wiping off at a time within the month of June the entire gain so far made in the year. But as we speak, year to date, the Nigerian market is in the positive region. Talking about other markets on the downward side in the African continent, they include Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire is losing 9.80%. Botswana is losing 3.82%. Tanzania is losing 3.55%. Now, we go ahead to look at the performances of the Nigerian currency against its international counterparts. All right, I will be right back.